Top 3 reasons why most modern games stink. What's up, guys? It's Mr. Neb. Welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be talking about something that is completely opinion-based, but these are my reasons why I think most modern games kind of stink. If you guys enjoy these kind of videos, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. All right, let's get into it. All right, number 1, trying to do something new or something that's already been done 1,000 times. You think of the first thing, Battlefield 2042. That is like the newest game that has just come out that has really tried to change the entire Battlefield formula. They don't have a campaign. It's all multiplayer based. I mean, they've got operators now. It's completely different in so many ways compared to what the old Battlefields were. And sometimes it's not a bad thing. But in the case of 2042, and I think the community agrees, they tried to take the wheel that they had invented with the Battlefield franchise and basically made it a square and said, yeah, this will work, guys, no problem. There are so many issues with this game. It's just mind-boggling that they thought that this was a good idea to release at all. The beta was anyways, we're gonna get into that later on, but the game itself, just the whole dynamic is completely changed, and they've taken out the core features from the game that the fan base enjoyed and completely made this different game that people are really on edge about. Some people don't really like it. Other people kind of like it. It just seems like companies are really too focused on being like the next big thing. And I think Battlefield is a franchise has now fallen into that trap. It's trying to be the next big thing. And Portal is fantastic. I love the idea for Portal, but it's really the only thing saving the game, in my opinion, right now. And then there are games like Warzone or Minecraft that have kind of been like the same thing from the start. They've shifted, they've added new things, but they're kind of just the same thing. And in some ways it's a good thing. I think with Minecraft, it really, you can't change much about the game. It is a survival game. That's what it is. But there's so many possibilities with it, for sure. And like creative mode and just building in general, it's so many different mods and things you can do with that game. Warzone is kind of just the same, and it falls into the pit of not really changing much. You'll add new guns from like Call of Duty Vanguard or Cold War or something, and it's like just the same thing. The map might change a little bit. Right now we're waiting for a new map at the time of release of this video for Warzone. We'll see if that changes things. I'm betting that it's probably just going to be a month of fun, and then after that everyone's going to miss the old map. I don't know, we'll see. But it's kind of just fallen into this pit of it's the same thing over and over again, and it just kind of gets boring when it's like the same kind of, not even trying to change the wheel that they've made. It's like it's the same thing. That's basically all it is. Like, you got to change it sometime, like, but not as drastically as taking all the core elements of what makes a wheel and throwing it away and making a square like Battlefield has. So there's kind of a fine line in between that you got to find, and I feel like most modern games are really having a hard time doing that. Okay, now I hinted at this earlier. Number 2 is bad beta and a bad release. And obviously everyone thinks, oh my gosh, 2042. The beta was horrendous. I could sit here for 15-20 minutes and just rant about how terrible the beta was, and the fact that most of those bugs carried into the pre-release, like whatever, the early access, and then the full release is just mind-boggling. I cannot believe that EA and DICE and everybody thought that that was a good idea. They released a half-finished game, essentially, maybe 75% finished. And what's there isn't even really that good. And so you got like glitches upon glitches, and then you've got, oh my goodness. And you think, well, you know, all Battlefields have had glitches. A lot of games upon release have glitches. It's just a normal thing. It's not like, you know, you can't look left or right or something like that, right? Oh wait. Anyways, I could continue going in that direction. I'm not going to do that because I'm just going to sit here and rant. But other games like Battlefront 2, which has been insane. The way they saved that game is fantastic, but the way it released was just so terrible. It was just horrendous. Battlefield 5, the same thing. Cold War, to some people. 2077, Cyberpunk, the release was just, it sunk the game. The fact that there were so many insane glitches, you couldn't play it on old gen Xboxes and all that. Oh my goodness. We've gotten so complacent with being okay with bad releases, bad betas, bad releases, plenty of bugs. Like, these games need to be polished before they release. You're gonna have bugs, you're gonna have imperfections. These things, even if they were terrible games, if they were polished and not buggy, I could get around it. Like, I could be like, all right, look, the combat's not terrible. Like, I can get used to this. But the fact that there's just so many glitches, it's just, oh my goodness. Now, point number 3 is that companies are just completely, they're okay with chasing money and not being concerned about the player base. And this applies to really most companies producing most games. It just seems like a huge issue where companies are releasing loot boxes, a bunch of DLCs, and all these other things that are just money grabs here, left and right. You already paid $60 for this game upon release. Some of the time, half the time, 75% of the time, I don't know, it's not even really that good of a game, or there's plenty of glitches or different things going on with it. So you pay $60 for this, and then they're like, oh yeah, by the way, in a couple months, we still haven't fixed all the glitches, you know, we're working on it, guys, but we've got a $30 DLC, and I'll tell you what, it's gonna change the game. We buy the DLC, what happens? Nothing. It's like, it's the same stuff, and it falls into one of the things about point number 1. It's like the same thing, like Destiny. Destiny 2, really specifically. It's just the same stuff over and over and over again, and you pay for it. It's just, oh my goodness. In conclusion, look, not all modern games are bad, really. I'm going to say this again. In fact, there's so many that are really good, but the ones that seem to get the most attention are the franchises and games that they've offered great games at one point in time, but have been completely chill with releasing unfinished, buggy, loot box infested garbage. And it's so disheartening that is really where we're at. I'm hopeful that some of the smaller companies are really going to pick up the slack, and we've got these, I think of Enlisted or something, these different games that are war-based games, but they're different. They're different, and the developers seem to listen to their fans, and I don't know. Maybe there are going to be some good games. Maybe some games end up being saved at the end, and it changes everything, and all of a sudden, wow, 2042 is actually pretty good a year later. Let me buy it now. It's worth paying. It might even be on discount. I mean, Battlefront 2 was the same way. I paid like $5 or something for that game, and I'm loving it. I play it a lot. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. If you guys want another video like this, or maybe a video on a specific game, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys later.